you wonder how you could develop your team to further empower them? Do you wonder if you're spending time on tasks and activities that others on your team should be doing? Are you curious to find ways to increase the productivity of your team? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you will find this video to be very valuable. Welcome back to Agile Growth with Shri, a resource that helps CEOs and business owners be more effective and productive. This is the fifth video in a 6-part series on leadership agility. In the last couple of videos in this series, we have introduced you to situational leadership, and we have discussed when you might be directive versus focus on motivating your team, or when you might want to be coaching and supporting them. In this video, we will talk about delegation. We will define delegation. We will talk about the benefits of delegation. We'll also talk about what gets in the way for you to delegate more work, and also what are some pitfalls to watch out for, and finally, how to be more effective at delegation. Let's dive right into one of my favorite topics. So what is delegation and why is it important? Delegation refers to the transfer of responsibility and authority for specific tasks from one person to another. From a management perspective, delegation occurs when a manager assigns specific tasks to their employees. Delegation can work well only when you have someone who has the skill and the will necessary to do the job. That means that they're capable and they're committed to execute on the project, task, or activity that is being delegated to them. Now, great leaders know that they can't accomplish everything alone, and they carefully position their team to tackle tasks that they're confident they'll achieve. When a manager gets good at delegating, they're able to free up time to focus on higher value activities while also keeping employees engaged with greater autonomy. Delegation of tasks to others results in several other benefits. It gives you the time and ability to focus on higher level tasks that will yield the highest returns and grow your company. It gives others the ability to learn and develop new skills. It empowers your employees and boosts your morale. It develops greater trust between your employees, and it improves communication. Overall, it improves efficiency, productivity, and time management. As you can see, there is a lot to be gained by effective delegation. Now, you might be wondering, if delegation is so great, what gets in the way for many managers to leverage this helpful approach? Why aren't they doing it more often? From my own experience as a manager and from my work with lots of leaders around the world, I see a few things that stop leaders from delegating work. Sometimes they think it would take longer to explain the task than actually completing it themselves. Others believe that they're the only ones who can do the job right. Sometimes leaders want to feel indispensable to their team by being the keeper of specific knowledge. In other cases, you have managers who enjoy completing certain projects, so they prefer not to reassign them. Sometimes you feel guilty about adding more work onto another employee's to-do list. In some cases, you simply lack the confidence or the trust in who they need to transfer the project to. As you can see, there's a variety of reasons that gets in the way of effective delegation. But there's also one other challenge to effective delegation. It requires you to understand the difference between delegation and dumping. Now, delegation, when done well, it motivates and develops your people. It helps you get more done. Dumping, on the other hand, usually happens in the spur of the moment. It doesn't take into account skills, abilities, or interests. It also ignores the need for instruction, coaching, and preparation. It's like a manager tossing something over the wall and hoping that their employee on the other side will catch it and take care of it without them investing enough time into it. In most cases, that doesn't lead to good outcomes. Your employee will be frustrated with the process, and you will be unhappy with the results. So far in this video, we have defined delegation, we've talked about its benefits, we have highlighted what stops managers from being effective at delegation. Let's now look at how to delegate effectively. First, you have to determine what to delegate. Next, you have to delegate to the right person by playing to your employees' strengths and their goals. You have to provide the right amount of detail and ensure the person is set up for success. So think about what resources do they need, what tools do they need, what type of authority do they need. You also have to set very clear expectations on timeframes and outcomes. You would also want to ask for any concerns that the person being delegated to might have, and be open to any suggestions or ideas from them. It's very important that you allow for failure and be patient. They might do things a little bit differently than you might, and you got to be okay with it. You have to provide and ask feedback on the results. And finally, very important, you have to acknowledge and give credit where it's due. You might say, this is amazing, but if you're still not sure where to start, ask your direct reports the following questions. What do I do that you can help me with, that you could do with a little help from me, or you could do all by yourself? Asking these questions and listening to your team could help you identify some low-hanging fruit as you begin your journey to more effective delegation. I want to wish you success with delegation. In the next video, I'll share some ideas on how to apply the situational leadership model at a more granular level. See you next time. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your questions and feedback.